Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today from a very locked down Kampala in Uganda. It's great to be here with you to share a couple of thoughts from the Bible with you today. So, although I can't leave this compound that I'm living on right now, it is actually a really exciting weekend for me because I get to be a part of an online writers event, a writers weekend, which has lots of authors from different parts of the world, along with publishers and literary agents, and loads of people who will be giving some amazing information to people like me who are novelists who are hoping to break into the industry at some point in their lives. So along with a lot of really useful seminars and group discussions and things like that, there's also the opportunity to pitch my latest novel to a few agents and to hear their thoughts on it, which is ever so exciting and also ever so nerve-wracking. And yes, it's something that has been certainly making me feel a little bit nervous in the last couple of weeks. But I've realized that in a situation that makes you feel nervous, it's really easy for us to slip into some bad habits. How often do we say, it would be amazing if we went to God first when we find ourselves in one of those situations. But so often instead we start doubting the gifts that God has given us. And we start seeking comfort elsewhere, maybe in eating too much food or too little food, or in procrastination, or just downright laziness, or whatever it may be for you. And we can so easily find ourselves wanting to go backwards rather than forwards, or at the least to just stay where we are, because where we are, we know it's comfortable, even if it's not really where we want to be. It's just easier to stay where we are. So in those kind of situations, I am so thankful for the level of humanity that we find in the Bible, because there are so many characters who went through situations where they encountered doubt. Just like Moses, when God called him to lead the people out of Israel, Moses instantly doubted the gifts that God had given him. God, I can't do this. I can't speak well. I speak too slowly. I will stutter. This is just not the job for me, God. I can't do it. He wanted to retreat. He wanted to stay with what he knew. Yeah, maybe once upon a time, God, I felt a call to be involved in the deliverance of my people, but not anymore. Now I'm a shepherd. I'm settled. I'm happy here. You need to send someone else. Another example is Gideon in the book of Judges, when God told him that he was going to use him to deliver Israel from the hands of Midian. Gideon's response was to say, wait a minute there, God. I am nothing. I am nobody. I am from the weakest clan in my tribe. You need to send someone else. I'm just going to go back to threshing my wheat in this wine press. Yes, I agree, it's not ideal, it's not the best situation, but I know it. I'm comfortable in it. I don't want to go and put my life on the line and do what you're calling me to do, God. Well, I absolutely love God's answer in both of these stories. See, when Moses said, "Who am I to do this?" God's response was, "I will be with you." And when Gideon said, how can I save Israel? God's response was, "I will be with you." So many times, to so many different people, in so many different situations that seemed overwhelming, God has said, "I will be with you." He is saying exactly the same thing to me today, and he is saying exactly the same thing to you. See, when you find yourself feeling nervous and overwhelmed and full of doubt, he is with you. And if you're entering into something new and it feels a little bit scary and uncertain and you don't feel capable of doing it, he is with you. And if the future looks completely uncertain and unsure and you're not sure which way to turn, he is with you. After Jesus had died, the disciples, they'd seen him resurrected, but I'm sure that there was still some doubt in their mind, in their hearts. I'm sure that they were uncertain of what was going to happen to them now. I'm sure that they were wondering what life was going to be like without having Jesus walking beside them, literally in person. Well, can you guess the words that Jesus said to his disciples when they were in that situation? It's found in Matthew 28 and verse 20. Jesus said, "Surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." There is only one thing that you need to remember to deal with doubt, to deal with an uncertain situation, to deal with something that feels just so far beyond you. All you need to remember is that he is with you now and always. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I definitely do appreciate your prayers for these meetings with these agents, so thank you for that. And I will see you on Monday for another thought from the Bible. See you then.